Hi, I'm Chad, and welcome to another video. Today we are not motovlogging, but we are in my garage because we are going to talk about how I motovlog and the tools that I use to do so. So, got my trusty helmet out here with my whole setup with my GoPro, my mic, my adapter, and everything. I'm going to show you exactly what I have. I'm going to drop links below in the description to each of the components of the setup, so for maybe the helmet. But basically, I want to show you guys exactly how I produce my motovlogging content in hopes that you can take away from this and maybe make some of your own. I've been motovlogging for over 3.5 years, and I remember when I was first getting started and trying to figure out what exactly I needed to do this, I went through a ton of different videos on YouTube and naturally took bits and pieces away from what other people had done too. Actually, there was one guy in particular, and I feel absolutely terrible because I cannot remember what his username was, but this is basically exactly the same setup he had. He just had a different GoPro, if I remember correctly. But the mic adapter, microphone I got from him, really appreciate that, and that helped me to start producing higher quality content. So the helmet that I have here is an AGV Corsa. I've had this helmet for about 4 years, and it's actually primarily my track helmet. It was just primered when I bought it, so I painted it myself. It's a fun little project, and I think it looks pretty cool. Got some rock chips in it and everything from the racetrack. I only started using this helmet to motovlog this year, actually. Again, before that, it was just a dedicated track helmet. I got another track helmet at the beginning of this year, and I know that a lot of people really like that true first-person point of view content. So I got the chin mount, hooked it up, and then this way I had a helmet that I could motovlog with at the racetrack. So currently this is the only helmet that I have to motovlog. Unfortunately, last month when I looped my supermoto, I did donk my head on the ground in my AGV K5S that I had previously used to motovlog in, also using a chin mount. Unfortunately, I had to throw that helmet away. This one was already set up, so it was really easy to just throw my mic and the adapter on it and just continue vlogging. In the past, I've used the K5S and did two different things actually. I had the chin mount, which was the most recent way that I had used it. Then I also had a mount on the side of the helmet here. So I always really liked that third person over the shoulder point of view that you got with a lot of the early motovloggers. That was the way that I set myself up to record from a very early stage in motovlogging. And it wasn't really until I had a few people recommend using a chin mount for that true first person point of view experience that I finally decided to make the switch. But now that I have, I'm really glad that I did because I think it adds a whole new light to the content and definitely makes it a little bit more engaging to watch. So prior to my K5S, I actually used an AGV K4 Evo, and again, just had a GoPro mount set up on the side of the helmet here, a little curved mount, and then similar thing to what I did here with the mic adapter, Velcroing onto the exterior of the helmet, running a mic up inside of the helmet through the cheek pads. So I've set all of my motovlogging helmets up in basically the same way. So this should work for most helmets, but I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I did so that you can replicate this process if you wanted to do this yourself. So I use a GoPro Hero 5 Session. I've had this camera for over 3.5 years, and it's actually great. The one complaint that I do have is with the battery life, and that generally decreases significantly while using the GoPro mic adapter. But there really isn't another option if you do want to record with external audio outside of the camera's own internal mic. So it just kind of is what it is. I can get a little bit over an hour, usually like an hour 10 and maybe an hour and 20 minutes of recording time if I'm lucky. But again, I just plan accordingly. I'll bring like a USB rechargeable battery or something with me if I know I'm going to the racetrack or if I'm gonna be out and recording throughout the day. So just kind of work around it that way. But I've got the chin mount here. It's from chinmounts.com. Seems pretty common, and that's what everybody's using nowadays. It's cool because with the mount attached at the bottom of the chin of the helmet and where the camera sits, it's really not in your line of sight at all. But again, it still gives you that nice first person experience. The only kind of issue that I've had with it is when I've been at the racetrack and I've been fully tucked on the straightaways. The camera doesn't really catch the instrument cluster. You're just looking at the triple clamps, but small price to pay, I think, for the rest of the experience. So another little goodie that came with my chin mount is this hoop that I use to safety wire my camera to my helmet. So even though it's still just a 3M adhesive strip, just another point of security. And I have had some success in getting this thing on racetracks with the motovlogging setup. I wasn't able to race with it last time because they do actually tech helmets for racing now. And because of that, they won't approve a helmet that has a camera mounted to it. But I have been able to get away with it at track days. So you can do some track day vlogging content, safety wire it to your helmet, and you're totally legit. Now, as far as securing the mic adapter, it's just Velcro, pretty straightforward and easy. This is actually the Velcro on the helmet from Sena SMH 10R headset. And then I just got a sticky Velcro strip off of, I think, Amazon for like probably $5 or $10 for a long roll of it, both sides. Just attached it to the other side of the mic adapter and it sticks right on. And then all you do is plug the mic straight into here and run it up into the helmet. So pretty straightforward and simple. Pop it open now. Looking forward, probably see the microphone in there. You can see the little dead cat right here. So because this is a race helmet, it's already a very narrow and aggressive profile on its own. So the whole setup does get to be a bit tight, especially since you have to stick the microphone in there and the dead cat will tickle your nose sometimes or your upper lip. You'll get a little bit of foam in your mouth if you're riding for a while. And there's just a little bit of pressure on the left side of your cheek from all the wiring and everything that I had to tuck up in behind the liner of the helmet. But again, it's the price we pay to motovlog. So just to give you kind of an idea of what that looks like, see if I can pop this out right here without completely ruining it. See if you can see that in there. But yeah, so I've taped it up, just kind of wrapped it around, put a little bit of Scotch tape on it so that it's all nice and tidy, and then tucked it in around the area where the strap goes. There's a little bit of clearance in there and some extra room, so I figured that's the best way to do it. And then dead cat's out now, but I'll just put this in, and when I snap it back together, it'll hold the dead cat in place pretty well, and the microphone. So again, this is basically the same formula I've used across a few different helmets for motovlogging, and it's that same setup again. GoPro Hero 5 Session, GoPro's own mic adapter, and then the mic that I use is actually from Giant Squid Audio Labs. It's just their standard omnidirectional lavalier microphone. It's got like a 6-foot cord, which is kind of inconvenient because again, you gotta wrap it up and then tuck all of those wires up behind the helmet liner. But the mic's great, and I think it's $40 still, which is what it was when I bought it. And for $40, it's an incredible microphone. You really can't beat the value. So all in on this setup, minus the helmet, of course, because your cost is gonna vary there based on what kind of helmet you wanna run. But chin mount, the GoPro Hero 5 Session, the mic adapter, the microphone, the dead cat, and the memory card, all is under $500 if I remember correctly. So to get set up in motovlogging and have a nice HD setup with pretty good mic quality, it's not a bad way to go, and probably the most budget-oriented way you could do this, unless you wanted to go for a less expensive camera than a GoPro. GoPro being GoPro does tend to carry a premium, but in my experience, you get what you pay for, and the quality has always been pretty good overall. And then just to give you guys a little sample of what it's like to use, so I've got it recording now. I'm gonna go ahead and put the helmet on. You can see my garage from the other direction and the bright light I've been staring into this whole time. But basically, yeah, this is it. So I'm moving the mic around right now just to kind of adjust it back to where it was before I snapped the liner out just a bit. But this is it. I'm gonna go ahead and strap it up. Again, tickling my upper lip in between that area and my nose just a little bit. But again, it's the price you pay. Something you just have to get used to. Try to tuck it back a little bit further into the liner, and that helps, but it can adjust while you are riding and such. So this is it. This is what it sounds like. Of course, there's no additional noise because I'm not riding right now. And that would be the sound of a V4 pushing exhaust gases through an SC Project CRT exhaust. Get stopped. Ooh, that was one gear too many. Voila. There you have it. That is my setup. That is how I record all of my motovlogging content. So I hope you found this video helpful, insightful, and just entertaining at the very least. If you did, please go ahead and give me a gentle little click of the like button. Consider subscribing for more motorcycling related content, and drop a comment below. Do you motovlog? Have you ever given it a shot? Have you ever thought about even setting your helmet up to do so? Was this helpful? Let's talk about it down there. With that, I hope you enjoyed again, and I'll hope to catch you in the next one. Until then, later.